Hello, and welcome to How to Benchmark Texas PACE Energy and Water Savings. My name is Marina Badoian-Kriticos with Texas PACE Authority, and Amy Jang will be joining as co-host for this webinar and training. In this session, we'll familiarize you with the concept of benchmarking and walk you through step-by-step how to set up a facility in the EnergyStar Portfolio Manager tool and share that data. We will also share information on free support resources and assistance. So you've used PACE to make energy and water savings upgrades to your buildings. Now what? As you know, Texas PACE is a market-based financing tool that helps commercial and industrial property owners improve existing buildings by making an investment that lowers utility costs and operating expenses. Building energy and water use represents a huge economic and environmental opportunity, and PACE provides a way of financing projects that provide property owners a smart way to modernize their buildings. So if you're not measuring something, then you really don't know the results. And if you don't have the results, how are you going to improve? For example, if you don't get on a scale when trying to lose weight, you won't know if you're moving in the right direction. Success needs to be defined and tracked so progress can be quantified and adjustments can be made to meet the desired outcome. If you don't have clear objectives, then you're kind of just guessing. So with buildings, how do you know if your facility is really performing as expected? The PACE program projects modeled savings and does not take responsibility for overall project performance. That is up to the owner and operator to track facility performance and ensure proper facility operations, management, and maintenance. As H. James Harrington said, measurements are the key. If you cannot measure it, then you cannot control it. If you cannot control it, you cannot manage it. And if you cannot manage it, well, then you just can't improve it. One way of tracking facility performance is through benchmarking. Benchmarking is a process of accounting for and measuring your building's performance to an established baseline. Such a baseline is comprised of data of other similar buildings, for example, office buildings compared with office buildings and hotels compared with hotels, determined by building usage and type. Benchmarking can be used to compare facility performance over time. Because if you're not tracking your data, as we've seen earlier, you can't really improve and optimize your facility performance. Comparing your building's performance and progress to that of other similar buildings can also serve as a means of goal setting, as well as taking diagnostic measurements in terms of how efficiently your building is meeting its functional requirements relative to others. As we stated, benchmarking can help set goals for building performance and optimization. Utilities are typically among the most expensive expenditures, making these costs worth managing. Benchmarking provides a way to identify energy and water savings opportunities. This process can also help you analyze data appropriately to show what areas your building is performing relatively well in and what areas can be focused on for improvement. By tracking your progress and goals, you can also gain recognition for achieving your goals and making your building more energy, resource, and economically efficient. Such recognition can be in the form of EnergyStar certification. You are likely familiar with the EnergyStar logo on many appliances, like refrigerators and washing machines. The EnergyStar on a building signifies that the building has superior energy performance. EnergyStar Portfolio Manager is a free online tool provided by the EPA to help property owners and managers measure and track energy as well as water consumption, in addition to greenhouse gas emissions. It is the industry standard for building benchmarking. And any property can be benchmarked using this tool. Once a property is benchmarked, the owner will receive scores for energy efficiency and annualized water consumption. The scores are normalized for the size of the building and further adjusted for weather and building use types. Even if you do not qualify for an EnergyStar label for your building, Portfolio Manager provides a host of benefits for the property or the property portfolio. Portfolio Manager allows you both to set investment priorities as well as verify and track progress of improvement projects. Across the state of Texas and across the country, building owners are using the EnergyStar platform to benchmark their facilities. Property owners realize that the resource efficiency is a proven path to not only financial savings, but water and energy conservation. Resource-efficient buildings are more profitable and typically command higher lease as well as sale prices. And conserving these resources can also help local governments meet sustainability goals. On this slide is a listing of the most recent top EnergyStar cities. And as you can see, Texas is well represented on this list. We are all familiar with the miles per gallon sticker displayed on new cars. When shopping for a car, we've become accustomed to comparing a broad variety of automobiles, regardless of makes and dealership, based on their energy efficiency. Building energy and water use is not similarly transparent. Often, building owners and managers don't know whether their buildings are consuming excessive amounts of energy, overperforming or underperforming. Through benchmarking, real consumption data are connected with operational characteristics of a building to create comparable efficiency ratings. This is similar to a miles per gallon rating for the fuel efficiency of automobiles. Benchmarking can reveal that even buildings of a similar type consume energy in different ways, depending on use type, operations, management, and maintenance practices. But how does Portfolio Manager work? And how does it help you benchmark your facility? Once you register for Portfolio Manager, you create a profile for the building you want to analyze. For this, you'll just need some basic information, including building square footage, occupancy numbers, estimated number of computers, operating hours, and of course, utility consumption. And we'll go into further detail in this later on in the program. For qualifying facilities, which includes a multitude of building types ranging from banks to schools, medical offices to retail stores, wastewater treatment plants, and more, Portfolio Manager then rates your building based on a score of 1 to 100. This ranking is relative to similar buildings nationwide based on energy consumption surveys conducted by the Department of Energy. The rating system is based on the Commercial Building Energy Consumption Survey, or CBEX, which is conducted by the DOE's Energy Information Administration every 4 years and gathers data on buildings and energy use from thousands of properties across the United States. This gives you the ability to measure your building's performance against that of thousands of other buildings. A rating of 50 from Portfolio Manager means that the building performs better than 50% of similar buildings nationwide, while a score of 90 would mean that your facility is performing in the top 10% of buildings across the country. If your building earns a score of 75 or higher, it can qualify for the coveted EnergyStar label, which indicates to the owner, tenants, occupants, and the public that your building provides superior energy performance compared to other buildings nationwide. Commercial buildings that have earned the EnergyStar on average use 35% less energy than typical similar buildings and generate 1/3 less carbon dioxide. On average, top performing buildings use 3 to 4 times less energy per square foot than the worst performers. Newer buildings are equally represented across all performance quartiles. So technology alone does not guarantee superior energy performance. Operations, management, and maintenance underlies performance in the buildings, so tracking your operations can lead to improvement. Now, only a small percentage of buildings will obtain the EnergyStar certification. The focus for today is not on that top percent, but on all of the buildings. We want you to understand the benefits of measuring and monitoring your building energy usage.